The peak of storm season is right around the corner, and many of us learned last year it is very important to know that your home's roof is up to Mother Nature's challenge. Kevin and Melissa McLinn are the owners of Blue Collar Roofing, and they are here with some tips to keep us safe from storms and scams, which is something that becomes much more of a factor during storm season. Welcome to you both. Kevin, good to see you again. Tell us a little bit about what we should do before a storm to make sure our roof is ready.
Sure. So one of the most important things that you can do prior to a storm is having your roof looked at. Before a storm, call a roofer.
Okay.
Have them come out, take a look at your roof. If you have any weak points in your roof, if you have an existing leak, or if you don't even know that you have a leak, a lot of times in the soffit areas, spots that you won't notice on the inside of your home, you'll have a leak. And those leak areas become weak points, so that when a high wind event happens, it's much easier for the roof to lift off. Roof tiles, shingles, they become projectiles to your neighbors' homes. And it opens up the door for substantial damage to your roof. So it's very important to have them checked. Have your roof just looked over. Anything, any loose ends, they need to be tied up. Broken tile, loose shingles, any maintenance item that can be taken care of prior to a storm, you definitely want to do that.
And that now is definitely the time to do that, since we are fortunately having a few quiet weeks here. Now let's talk about after the storm, and I know this was a really big problem last year. People reach out, act like they're being helpful, but they may not be good people. Talk to us a little bit about how to be wary and educated as a consumer about what roofers we're talking to.
So one thing I highly recommend is hiring a local company that'll be here after all the storms have passed to maintain your roof. If there's any issues after installation, be wary of anyone who's willing to open a claim on your behalf. File your own claims. Don't have somebody open a claim for you, because that's to put you in a situation where you may be working with somebody that's not of good intention. Okay,
so when you say the claim part, so that gets to the, we have insurance, and when a roofer says, I'll handle all the insurance, that's a red flag?
A big red flag.
Okay. How would you handle it? How does a legitimate roofer work with the insurance?
So we tell the customer they should open their own insurance claim, have their insurance adjuster come out. We will provide supporting documents. We'll take all the photos. We'll meet their adjuster on, but the homeowner's not married to us until they sign a contract with us, and even then we don't have like a contract fee to get out of it. You have 10 days after a storm to cancel a contract that you've signed, because it is a high emotional time after a storm. So the state of Florida gives you 10 days to cancel a contract with anybody that you may have signed under pressure because of the stress and all the emotions that come after a storm.
And that should also be noted. Everybody needs to know that they have 10 days after they sign something with someone to completely cancel all that.
Without any
that's a state law, or
anytime there's a state of emergency issued.
Got it.
That clause, and it should be stated in everyone's contract. It has to be in there, but they have the right. They have 10 days to cancel their contract, because there is so many people coming from out of town, and some people, sure, they're actually trying to help, but some people don't have your best interest at heart. So it's very important to stay local. And if you do get wrapped up with someone that is from out of town, that might not be the end of the world, but just vet them really well and make sure, cross your T's, dot your I's. Because we've had multiple people call us after last storm and say, hey, we had somebody do our roof and they never pulled the permit, and they're trying to sell their house now. So now that becomes an issue for them. And it just, there's so many things happen. We had a lady where someone went up on her roof, they tarped her roof, and then they come down. She didn't give any approval and said, here, you have to sign this and you owe us money. And she never approved any of that. So just be very wary of anybody coming out to your home.
It's good advice, because I know in the post-storms, when we are stressed and when we are just trying to fix things, we'll take maybe the lowest hanging fruit just to get it done.
Absolutely.
If we do run into a bad character or someone that is taking advantage of us or someone we know, where do we report it? What do we do?
So there's a 1-800 number that you can call to report insurance fraud.
Okay.
Also check for license, check for insurance. Don't let everyone on your roof, because they can cause more damage than good. They can lift shingles, they can put nails in your roof that necessarily aren't needed if they're tarping.
And then claim that it was there, right?
Correct. So you really have to be cautious of who you allow on your property post-storm.
Okay, that's some really great advice. And listen, when a legitimate local roofer warns us about scams that are out there, it certainly makes us respect and appreciate local even more.
Absolutely.
So thank you for the heads up. Most of all, we certainly hope that we can keep those storms at bay, but always good to check things out before there's any problems. For more information and to get your roof storm ready, you can go to bluecollarroofing.com.